Your phone lights up at 9:47 p.m. Subject line: tomorrow's conversation. The email says, "We need to discuss your role and a few concerns." No examples, no decision, just enough fog for your body to start writing a disaster movie. And look, your body does not write a tasteful little indie disaster movie. Your jaw locks, your stomach drops, and somewhere in your nervous system, a producer greenlights the whole franchise. Before anyone is named a single consequence, you are already unemployed, uninsured, quietly blacklisted, rehearsing the breakup speech with your partner, and wondering whether one email erased 15 years of being a competent adult. 9 words from your manager, and you financed a 5-part apocalypse overnight. Congratulations, you're the studio, the screenwriter, and the guy sobbing at the test screening. Notice what happened there, right? A clear threat would have handed you one problem. This vague one got your imagination to donate 4 more, for free. You want to become the person who can read that message and stay steady. Not because you're fearless, not because rent somehow became optional. You stay steady because you can ask a smaller question. What can this room actually take? That question is where your leverage starts. Because right now the email isn't threatening a performance review or a bonus. It feels like it's threatening your life. And when a threat has no defined edge, every future you care about gets pulled inside it. So tonight, we give it edges. We separate what's credible from what fear just volunteered. Find the real loss hiding under the status pain. Build one fallback that keeps Monday possible. And protect the part of you the room doesn't get to buy. 2 disturbing stories are coming, and they'll show you why punishment can lose its grip. But, heads up, neither one is the model. The usable answer comes from people who refused a brutal system while still protecting the ordinary ability to get to work the next morning. That distinction matters. The goal isn't to become brave enough to lose everything. The goal is to stop an undefined threat from pretending it can take everything. Start with the first correction. An imaginable loss is not automatically a credible threat. A credible threat needs 3 things: capacity, a path, and some reason to believe the other side would actually use it. Your manager can probably hand you a lousy review, but can one email end your health coverage tonight? Probably not. Can one irritated face erase every reference you've ever earned? Also no. At 9:47 though, let's be honest, your nervous system is not exactly requesting supporting documentation, so ask, what consequence was actually named? What process would make it happen? What evidence says it's live? You're not talking yourself out of real danger. You're refusing to manufacture danger on someone else's behalf, unpaid, again. That's the first shift, from panicked imagination to a person who prices the loss. The coldest edge of this idea shows up in the story of Jing Ke. And I'll be straight with you before we go dark. I have never once committed to anything the way this man committed to a single bad afternoon. I abandoned grocery lists halfway. He built his entire exit around one knife. So whatever comes next, it is not a brag about my nerves. In the account preserved by Sima Qian, the state of Yan sent Jing Ke to attack the king of Qin, Ying Zheng, before he became China's first emperor. Jing Ke entered court with gifts. A dagger was hidden inside a rolled map. When the map opened, he struck. The king escaped, and Jing Ke was killed. The mission seems to have offered almost no ordinary future afterward. And once death is already accepted, later punishment, disgrace, and promised reward lose most of their steering power. The king still held overwhelming force. What he briefly lost was the ability to bargain through tomorrow. Jing Ke failed. This isn't courage training, it's the extreme warning. A threat needs some future the target is still trying to protect. And which ones did fear volunteer, unasked? Maybe the meeting affects a review. That's real enough to prepare for. But the midnight leap from concerns to I will never work again, that's your own unpaid contribution to the threat. Take the diagnostic, not the dagger. Stop inventing losses. You don't need to accept the worst future. You just need to stop treating every imaginable one as if it's already been scheduled, catered, and added to the calendar. Open a blank page. Under credible threats, write only what the room actually has the power and a plausible path to do. Leave space. We're not done with that page. But already the email is a little smaller. It went from "my life is over" to "this meeting may affect my role, review, or bonus." Smaller doesn't mean harmless, it means visible. So a person with nothing to lose can't be controlled. Is that the lesson? That line sounds amazing, right up until you picture what nothing actually contains. In 73 BCE, ancient accounts say gladiators escaped from a training school near Capua. Spartacus became the best-known leader. Enslaved people, and some free people, joined them. Roman forces sent to crush the group got beaten, and what Rome first waved off as a contemptible little outbreak became a war that dragged on until 71 BCE. The sources argue over numbers, routes, and aims, and no rebel-authored program survives, so hold it loosely. But the narrow point is enough. Roman slavery had already taken legal freedom, bodily security, family, and any normal civic future. Gladiatorial training threw in expected violence for someone else's entertainment. Rome could still kill the rebels, and eventually it did. What Rome could not offer was a normal future worth going back to under the old terms. Punishment had started destroying the stake that made obedience make sense. Your office is not this story. The usable question is much smaller. What future does compliance actually promise to protect? That's the institutional rule. Punishment works while compliance still looks like the best road back to something worth having. Keep stripping that future away, and eventually the institution deletes its own handle. But stop right there. Don't turn catastrophe into a superpower. Rome crushed the revolt. Many people were killed, and Appian reports thousands of captives crucified along the road from Capua to Rome. Nothing to lose didn't make them safe. It described how much had already been stolen. The workplace email is nowhere near slavery or crucifixion, obviously. The comparison is only about one thing, where a threat attaches. Your employer doesn't need control over your whole life. It just needs one reward, or one fear, to feel like your whole life. Maybe the handle is your paycheck. That's load-bearing. Maybe it's health insurance, immigration status, the reference you need in a small industry. Those deserve real protection. But maybe the handle is the hope that this manager will finally, someday, call you exceptional. Maybe it's the terror of being labeled difficult. Maybe it's the belief that one closed door means every door just locked at once. Now you're getting stronger in a deeply uncinematic way. You're circling the exact spot where the pressure clips on. Under the credible threats, write 2 more lines: load-bearing loss and status pain. And here's where I have to call one of us out, because I've lived it. It's 11 p.m., and a manager has left a single thumbs-up emoji on your update. Just the thumbs up, no words. So naturally you open a blank document and begin composing your resignation. It is with a heavy heart. You're workshopping the second paragraph. You're deciding who to CC for maximum dignity, over an emoji. That right there is status pain doing a flawless impression of a load-bearing loss. And it nearly walked a 2 weeks notice out the door. So short them. Income next month may be load-bearing. A cold look is not. Health coverage may be load-bearing. Losing the favorite employee badge stings, but it is not a medical emergency. Reputation can turn material, so actually trace the path. Who hears what? What decision follows? How fast? Don't let the word reputation stroll into the room wearing a fake badge that says immediate death. This is the second shift. The institution may be stronger than you, but its threat is not infinite. It has a handle. Your job is to find that handle without pretending it's made of foam. If the paycheck really is load-bearing, you can't become free by pretending you don't need it. Losing everything isn't leverage. It's just catastrophe with better branding. The safer question is harder and way more useful. How do you keep the real future alive while refusing one single channel of control? So what does the version that actually empowers look like? Montgomery, Alabama. And not because courage was missing, because courage had infrastructure. Rosa Parks was arrested on December 1st, 1955, after refusing to give up her seat on a segregated bus. But the campaign that followed wasn't one brave moment floating in space. Joanne Robinson and the Women's Political Council had already protested abusive bus treatment and floated a boycott. After Parks's arrest, Robinson and other organizers worked through the night to prepare and hand out flyers for a one-day refusal. Day 1 worked. Then came the load-bearing question, The unglamorous one nobody puts on a poster. How do thousands of people keep refusing the bus and still get to work? The Montgomery Improvement Association helped organize a carpool. A National Park Service history records more than 300 privately owned cars, 43 dispatch stations, and 42 pickup locations. Churches raised money. People walked, drove, dispatched rides, donated, and sustained the boycott for 381 days, while a federal court challenge moved forward. Don't flatten those stakes into your office meeting. Just keep the design. A refusal lasts when the real need has another route. Segregation was not status pain. It was law-backed racial domination with brutal material consequences. And the fallback did not make resistance safe. Parks lost her department store job. Leaders were arrested and intimidated. Homes and churches were attacked. Logistics didn't erase the cost. It kept one piece of ordinary life possible, while people carried the rest. That's the reveal. Courage started the refusal. Rides, churches, money, and law are what helped it survive Monday. Now back to your page. Your office problem is not in the same moral universe as Jim Crow. You're borrowing exactly one disciplined question. If I refuse this one channel, what real loss still has to get carried some other way? If income is exposed, price 1 month of expenses. If health coverage is exposed, write the actual benefits end date and who can explain your options. If the threat leans on an undocumented story, save the records you're entitled to keep and find one person who knows what happened. If transportation is the fragile point, arrange the ride. If isolation is the pressure, make the call before the meeting, not after the panic has already done all the talking. One date, 1 month, one ride, one call, one written record, one person who knows. That may sound disappointingly ordinary. Good. Real strength usually looks boring from across the room. A charged phone, a saved document, and one person who will actually pick up. Your third shift is from loss pricer to fallback builder. You're not erasing dependence. You're stopping one channel from holding every dependence at once. So here's the turn. How do you actually become hard to threaten? You don't become hard to threaten by caring about nothing. You become hard to threaten by carrying fewer fake absolutes and protecting the real losses. Feel the relief in that, right? You don't have to become cold. You don't have to walk into the meeting performing indifference while your stomach files a formal objection in the background. You're allowed to care about your job, your insurance, your name, and the people who depend on you. Caring was never the weakness. Letting one vague message fuse all of that into a single button, that's the weakness the threat is counting on. Hard to threaten doesn't mean impossible to hurt. It means the room can no longer turn every bruise, delay, disappointed face, and closed door into total destruction. That is how you become hard to threaten without losing everything. You price the loss, then make the real price survivable before you answer. It's the next morning. The meeting's in 20 minutes. Finish the page. At the top, the name, the threat inventory. First, list the credible threats. What can this person or institution actually do? A formal performance concern? A role change, a lost bonus, termination, and what policy, past behavior, stated decision, or documented pattern makes each one credible. My boss sounded weird is evidence that your boss sounded weird. It is not yet a complete career obituary with a tasteful headshot. Second, separate load-bearing loss from status pain. Protect income, coverage, housing, immigration status, custody, care for someone who depends on you. Then name the thing that hurts, but doesn't get to impersonate survival. Being misunderstood, being left out, losing access, no longer being the easy one. And no, you're not mocking that pain. Status pain can keep you up all night, I know. You're putting it in the right container so it stops stealing the emergency lights from everything else. Third, build one fallback for each false absolute. Not a 5-year escape plan before breakfast. One fallback. Know the benefits date. Price 1 month. Save the record. Arrange the ride. Make the call. Ask for the decision in writing. Each fallback gives one exaggerated future somewhere smaller to land. So you wrote the midnight essay, apologized before the accusation even arrived, offered up more labor, and tried to solve a case nobody had actually filed. The threat didn't need to defeat you. It just needed you to show up pre-defeated, holding your own paperwork. Finally, protect the true non-negotiable center. This isn't a demand that other people obey you. It's the thing you will not trade while afraid. You will not falsify the record. You will not scapegoat a colleague. You will not sign a claim you know is false just to make the room a few degrees warmer. You will not sacrifice the person who depends on you for the cheap thrill of looking fearless. A center creates restraint in both directions. If rent and coverage are load-bearing, you don't rage quit to prove nobody owns you. If the truthful record is non-negotiable, you don't confess to a vague charge just to buy yourself 20 minutes of relief. Look at what's happened to the email. Last night it meant my life, my career, my name, my insurance, my future. This morning it means this manager may raise a performance concern, a review, role change, or termination process may follow. Income and coverage need protecting. Being called difficult will sting, but is survivable. The record stays true. The message didn't change. You didn't hypnotize yourself into confidence. You stopped letting fog count as evidence. Then you walk into the meeting with those 4 lines in front of you, and you say, I want to understand the concern. Can you give me the specific example, the change you're expecting, and the decision I need to make? That's it. No midnight confession. No fake smile from someone pretending consequences are beneath them. No threatening to burn down the org chart because Brad put a period at the end of a Slack message. This framework can't make power fair, and a fallback can't make every cost affordable. But the room is no longer negotiating with your entire imagined future. It's negotiating with a person who knows what can be taken, what can be carried, and what cannot be bought. So when the next vague message lights up your phone, don't ask, how do I become untouchable? Ask, what can this room actually take, and what am I protecting before I answer? And look, I know the spiral. It's midnight, you've reread the same 11 words 9 times, you've mentally sold the house, you've chosen which city you'll flee to in disgrace, and you've drafted a farewell speech to a team that has not accused you of anything. I've done the full tour. It has a gift shop. The inventory won't stop your brain from opening that tab. It just gives you somewhere else to click. You are not fearless. You are not desperate. You are a person with a priced loss, a living future, and a protected center.